To begin, Marley was dead. There was no doubt whatsoever about that. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Scrooge knew he was dead. How could it be otherwise? Scrooge and he were partners for I don't know how many years. Scrooge was Marley's only friend, his only friend indeed. And Ebenezer Scrooge was the only mourner at his funeral. Marley died on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve?
Indeed. But Scrooge opened the office for business the very same day.
I promise, Jacob, our firm will prosper. We had some hard times, Jacob, but we pulled through and we thrived on the idleness of others.
Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it stood for years after. Scrooge and Marley. The firm was always known as Scrooge and Marley.
Yes, there he is now, Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge. The cold frost within his soul froze his own features. His eyes were angry, and he spoke with a grating voice. A permanent scowl lay upon his face. Ebenezer Scrooge, no warmth could warm him. No winter chill could chill him. No wind that blew was ever as bitter as he.
A good day to you, Mr. Scrooge. No one ever stopped Scrooge on the street to say, "My dear Scrooge, how are you?" No one ever said to him, "Will you come to visit me?" No beggars asked him for money, no children asked him what time it was, and no man or woman ever asked the way to such and such a place. Even blind men's dogs seemed to know him and steer their masters in another direction. But what did Scrooge care? It was the very thing he liked. In this manner, he was able to keep every man, woman, and child in all of humanity and all of the world at a distance. Scrooge was alone, and that is what he wanted.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from sin.
Be off with you! Away! Get out of here.
Now, Scrooge, he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, a squeezing, grasping, covetous old sinner.
It's 3 o'clock, and the fog is bearing down. It's cold in Scrooge's counting house, but he will give little coal to his long-suffering clerk, Bob Cratchit. His door is always open, and that he may keep a watchful eye in Bob's dismal little cell. Scrooge had a small fire, but the clerk's fire was so much smaller that it looks like just one coal.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Ah, humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry, as poor as you are?
What right have you to be dismal, then, as rich as you are?
Yeah.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools such as this? Merry Christmas? Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills with no money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not 1 hour richer. If I had my way, every idiot that goes about with Merry Christmas on their lips would be boiled in their own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through their heart.
Uncle.
Nephew, you keep Christmas in your way, and let me keep it in mine.
But you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone, then. Much good it does you. Much good it has ever done you.
But, Uncle, Christmas is such a good time. A kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. And though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good and will do me good. And so I say, God bless it.
God bless it, sir.
You let me hear another sound from you, Bob Cratchit, and you will keep your Christmas by losing your position here at Scrooge and Marley. I do not pay you to frolic. I pay you to work. One more outburst from you, and you will see a deduction in your wages. Am I clear with you?
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
Get back to work. And you, nephew, you're quite a powerful speaker. I wonder that you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry with him, Uncle. It was my fault. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I would rather see you in eternity first.
But why? Why?
Why? Why? Why did you even get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love? That is even more ridiculous than Merry Christmas. Good afternoon.
But no, Uncle. You never came to see me before I was married. Why give that as a reason for not coming now? I want nothing from you. Uncle, I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. We have never had any quarrel to which I've been a party. But I have made the effort in the name of Christmas, and I shall keep my Christmas cheer to the last. And so I say a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon, I said.
A Merry Christmas to you too, sir, and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Another lunatic. My clerk, Bob Cratchit. He makes 15 shillings a week, has a wife and a family, talking about Merry Christmas? It puts me in ill humor. Ridiculous.
Good day, sir. Is this the office of Scrooge and Marley?
Indeed, sir.
What is it to you?
Good day, sir. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
For your information, Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
My condolences, sir.
You're not a relative, are you?
No.
I have no time and no need for your condolences. What do you want? Can you not see? I'm a busy man.
Yes, of course, sir. At this festive season, Mr. Scrooge, it is desirable that we should make some slight provisions for the poor and destitute who suffer so greatly at this time. Many thousands are in want of common necessities. Many hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Prisons, sir? Well, yes, there are plenty of prisons.
And the workhouses? Are they still in operation?
Of course, Mr. Scrooge. I wish I could say they were not.
Wonderful. I was afraid from what you had said at first that something had occurred and stopped their usefulness.
But prisons and workhouses can hardly furnish Christmas cheer to the multitudes, Mr. Scrooge. So, a few of us are endeavoring to raise funds to buy the poor some meat and drink and some means of warmth. We choose this time of year because it is the time above all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, delightful. You wish to remain anonymous.
No. I wish to be left alone. Since you ask what I wish, sir, that is my answer. To be left alone. I do not make myself merry at Christmas, and I cannot afford to make idle and lazy people merry. I help to support the prisons and the workhouses with my taxes. They cost enough. Those who are so badly off, they should go there.
Many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they would rather die, they should do it and decrease the surplus population.
But, Mr. Scrooge...
Look, it is not my business. It is enough for man to understand his own business and not to interfere in other people's. Mine occupies me constantly.
But, Mr. Scrooge, surely...
We're now finished, sir. My clerk Cratchit will show you out.
God rest ye merry gentlemen,
let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone.
Away! Away! Away, you miserable, rotten carolers! Get out of here! Ugh! Hate Christmas music. You want tomorrow off, I suppose?
If it's quite convenient, sir.
Convenient? Convenient. It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I were to deduct a day's wages, you would think yourself ill-used. And yet, you don't think me ill-used for paying a day's wages for no work.
It's only once a year, sir.
A poor excuse. Picking a man's pocket the 25th of every December. You want the whole day off, I suppose?
Yes, sir.
figures. Well, Cratchit, be here all the earlier the next morning.
Yes, sir.
And do not leave today until your work is finished. And Cratchit, not one more coal on the fire. Do you understand me?
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. Good evening, Mr. Scrooge.
Yeah. I mean it. Do not leave till your work is finished.
Yes, sir.
Bob Cratchit ran home as fast as he could to be with his family. And Scrooge, poor old Scrooge, he took his usual melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and having read all of the newspapers, walked home to go to bed. Scrooge lived in rooms that had once belonged to Marley. It was a gloomy suite of rooms. It was old and dreary, and so dark was the yard that even Scrooge, who knew its every stone, fumbled with his keys, for by now the fog and frost hung very heavy.
Now, it is a fact that there was nothing at all particular about the knocker on the door, except that it was very large. It is also a fact that Scrooge had seen it night and morning during his whole residence in that place. Scrooge was not a man of particular imagination, and yet, how can it have happened that Scrooge, having his key already in the lock, saw the knocker seem to change into the face of his old friend and partner, Jacob Marley?
Jacob?
As Scrooge looked fixedly at this phenomenon, it was a knocker again.
The face of Jacob Marley was gone as quickly as it had appeared, and Scrooge, being a logical man, quickly found possible reasons for the unusual event. Perhaps it was a bad steak he had eaten at dinner.
Maybe he had ordered one too many at the tavern.
Or could it have been the result of his slight head cold?
Whatever the reason, old Jacob Marley, dead Jacob Marley, was gone. Marley was still lying in the cemetery, buried in a 7-year-old grave.
The best thing to do at a time like this, thought Scrooge, was to change into his nightgown and go to bed.
But as you and I know, on this particular night, perhaps Scrooge should sleep with one eye open.
And a sharp ear tuned to the unexpected.
Ebenezer.
Jacob?
Ebenezer Scrooge. Hear me, Ebenezer.
Who are you? What do you want from me?
Much.
Who are you, I say?
Rather, ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life, I was your business partner, Jacob Marley.
Nonsense. Jacob Marley is dead and gone. Jacob. Jacob Marley. Okay, can you sit down?
I can.
Then do it.
You don't believe in me.
I can't. I don't.
And why do you doubt your senses, Ebenezer?
Because so many things can affect them. Why, a slight disorder of the stomach can confuse the head. Why, you may be a bit of undigested beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a piece of underdone potato. That's what you are, a piece of potato. There's more gravy. The grave about you, whatever you are.
Do you believe in me or not?
I do. Oh, I do. I do. I must. But why? Why do spirits walk the earth, and why do they come to me?
It's required of every man. If his spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned after death. It is doomed to wander, to witness that which it might have shared but did not share on earth. I am cursed, Ebenezer, cursed to travel far and wide, cursed to see that which I might have turned to happiness but did not. And now, sentenced and shackled.
But Spirit, why? Why are you shackled? Tell me why.
I wear the chains I forged in life, Ebenezer. I made them, link by link and yard by yard. I made them. Of my own free will I made them, and of my own free will I wore them in life. Is the pattern strange to you? Can you not see your own? It was as full and heavy as this 7 Christmas Eves ago, and you have labored on it since. Many times I have sat with you watching you forge your own.
Oh, Jacob, speak comfort to me.
I have no comfort to give, Ebenezer. Comfort comes from other regions and is given to other kinds of men. Nor can I tell you much more. I cannot stay, I cannot rest, I cannot linger anywhere. Nor can I tell you what I would. My spirit never traveled beyond our... Listen to me! In life, my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole, and now weary journeys lie constantly before me.
Well, you must be very slow about it, Jacob.
Slow.
7 years dead and traveling all the time.
No rest, no peace, immeasurable torture of regret and remorse.
What, you travel fast?
On the wings of the wind.
Well, you might have covered a great quantity of ground in 7 years, Jacob.
O captive, bound and double ironed, not to know that incessant labors by immortal creatures must pass into eternity before the good of which life's capable is fully developed. Not to know that no Christian spirit's mortal life too short for its vast means of usefulness. Not to know that no space of regret can make amends for one's missed opportunities to make the world a better place. And yet such was I, Ebenezer, such was I.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Business? Mankind was my business. Goodwill, mercy, charity, forgiveness. These were my true businesses. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water compared to the vast ocean that was my true business.
Jacob.
It's during this time that I suffer most. God, why did I walk through crowds of my fellow beings with my eyes turned down and never to raise them, oh God? Hear me, Ebenezer, hear me. My time is nearly gone.
Oh, please. Please don't be hard on me, old friend. Please.
You have no friends, Ebenezer. Your greed saw to that. I only appear to you tonight in a shape that you can see in order to warn you. I've come to warn you still have a chance to escape my fate, a chance and a hope of change, Ebenezer. You will soon be haunted by 3 spirits.
Haunted? 3 spirits? Is that my only chance of hope, Jacob?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to escape the path that I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell strikes 1.
Could I not take them all at once and get it over with, Jacob?
Expect the second the next night at the same hour, and the third on the next night when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. And look to see me no more.
Jacob, come back, come back.
And for your own sake, Ebenezer, remember what's passed between us.
Jacob, I have more questions. Jacob.
Whether the emotion he had undergone, the fatigue of the day, his glimpse of the invisible world, or the lateness of the hour, whatever the reason, he fell asleep in but an instant.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
Silly man. You know what I am. I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
What business has brought you here, spirit?
Your welfare.
A good night's sleep would benefit my welfare far more than this.
Your reclamation, then. Take heed, rise and walk with me.
But spirit, my room is warm and the weather is frightfully cold and it is late and past my bedtime and look at what I'm wearing. Hardly suitable attire for travel.
Bear but a touch of my hand here and you will be safe.
Good heavens, I was born in this place. I was a boy here. Oh, spirit. Oh, there are 1,000 smells. Oh, each one brings back 1,000 memories. Oh, spirit. Lead me where you will. Look, there's Bob and Donnie. There's William and James. There's Johnny. Hi-ho, Johnny. Hi-ho.
These are but shadows of things that have been. They cannot hear or see you.
Oh, Spirit, lead me where you will.
Do you remember the way?
Remember it? I could walk it blindfolded.
How strange to have forgotten it for so many years. Let us go on.
Merry Christmas, Johnny. Happy New Year, William. Happy holidays, everyone.
What is Merry Christmas to you? Out upon Merry Christmas. What good has it ever done anyone? Aren't those your own words, Mr. Scrooge? Look, the school is almost deserted, except for a single child neglected by his friends. He is alone.
I know, Spirit, I know it's me as a child. Oh, it's the forgotten self that I used to be.
Alone again on Christmas, Master Scrooge. No invitations home for the holidays.
Fear not, my boy. I have several games for us to play. And while my pleasure reflect your pain, they will keep us both quite occupied.
Please, sir, don't hurt me. Please, sir, don't hurt me. I haven't done anything. Don't beat me, please.
Stand up, boy!
No, I can't bear to look. I don't want to see this.
I will beat you At my leisure, I will beat you for my pleasure. I will beat you until you understand the meaning of the word obedience! I'll leave you to think about it. And when I return, we'll play a game. Master Scrooge.
Poor child. Why were you alone?
I was always alone. My mother, she died during my birth. And my father blamed me. He hated me. He couldn't stand the sight of me. He sent me to that school. There were no visits, no letters. Christmas Day was the worst. It was a horror. I was alone with the headmaster. And he beat me. And he taught me obedience. And he played his games. And he I'm sorry, Spirit.
What's that upon your cheek?
Nothing.
What is the matter?
Nothing, never mind.
Look further, Scrooge. Look there. It's yet another Christmas Eve. Do you remember?
It's my sister Fan.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day. Their old familiar carols play. And mild and sweet their songs repeat. Of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And the bells are ringing. Peace on earth. Like a choir they're singing. Peace on earth. In my heart I hear them. Peace, peace on earth. Goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said. For hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. But the bells are ringing. Peace on earth. Like a choir singing. Peace on earth. Does anybody hear me? Peace. Ebenezer, dear brother. Fan? Oh, Fan, I can't believe you were here. But you are here. Oh, Ebenezer, I've come to bring you home. Home. Home, Fan? Yes. Home for good. Home forever. Forever? Oh, Ebenezer. Father is different, not distant. He is? He's so much kinder than he used to be. Perhaps because we have a new mother. We do? She's lovely and good to me. Father's changed. He has? Changed so much. It's no longer lonely and cold there. Home is now like heaven. And Father, why, he spoke so gently to me one night when I was off to bed that I wasn't afraid to ask him one more time if you could come home. And he said yes. He said yes, Ebenezer. He said that you're old enough to be a man, and I'm sure you'll never have to come back here again. Did he mean that? I can hardly believe it. I'm sure of it. I saw his face as he thought it over. He seemed so thoughtful before he said yes. I'm not sure why he doesn't want you to come home. Not even for Christmas, but this time it's different. At last, we're to be together all Christmas long, and we'll have the merriest time in all the world.
Oh, Fan, is it true? Never have to come back here again?
Never again.
Master Scrooge! Master Scrooge! Where are you, Master Scrooge? Ah, there you are, Master Scrooge. Why, who's this?
I'm going home, sir.
But this is your home, Master Scrooge.
Come along, Ebenezer. The carriage is waiting.
Run away! You'll never leave, Master Scrooge. I will forever be waiting.
I never went back to that school, but I didn't go home either. Father did not want me. He didn't want to pay tuition anymore. He only wanted me to come home so he could send me to work. He sent me to an apprenticeship on Christmas Day.
Your sister, Fan, Ebenezer. She was so strong and so brave, and she had a large heart.
She had. So she had.
She died a young woman.
Of consumption.
And she had, as I think, children?
One child.
True. Your nephew.
Yes. My nephew Fred, that's all I have left of her. Fred.
Let's visit yet another Christmas Eve. Do you know this place?
No, why, I was an apprentice here. It's old Fezziwig.
Yo-ho! Ebenezer!
Bless his heart. It's old Fezziwig alive again. And that one there, that's me.
Yo-ho, my boy, no more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, Ebenezer. Merry Christmas. Let's close shop before a man can say Jack Robinson. Clear away, and let's have lots of room here. Bring out the food and the punch. It's Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve. Bring out the punch, boy. The guests are arriving. Oh, wonderful to see you. Hello. Oh, Ebenezer, let's start with the dads. Please. Everyone dance now. Please. All right.
What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning. Shave his belly with the rusty razor. Shave his belly with the rusty razor. Shave his belly with the rusty razor. Early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning. We'll put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning.
Do you remember?
Everything. The music, the dancing, the wonderful party. It was that night that I met Belle. Oh, how I love her so. How I loved her so. I remember everything. Enjoyed everything. I was actually happy that Christmas.
Such a small matter to make people so happy.
Small?
Fezziwig gave each of you happiness that night, and it cost him very little in terms of money. Oh, it was a great gift.
No, Spirit. You misunderstand. It's not the money, it's the power he received from it. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our lives pleasant or to make us miserable, to make our burden heavy or light. And Fezziwig, he chose to give us happiness.
Is something the matter?
No, nothing particular.
Something, I think.
No, it's just, I wish I could say a word or two to my clerk, Bob Cratchit, just now. That's all.
My time grows short. Quick.
In the furniture. I mean, have you ever seen such cheap frippery in all your life? And the swill they served, hardly fit for pigs. Even the street in front of their house was crawling with beggars. Another Christmas wasted. Belle, well, I almost feel pity for them. They want nothing more than to rise above their station and their pitiful attempt. Belle.
I remember this day all too well. Please, don't make me watch this, please.
You must.
No, please.
Belle, what is it?
It's not important, Ebenezer.
Please.
At least not to you.
What do you mean, Belle?
You have replaced me with an idol. And with all my heart and with all my love, Ebenezer. If I could honestly believe that he could bring you cheer and comfort in times of need, if I thought he would bring you happiness, then I would have no cause to grieve.
And what idol is it that you claim I've replaced you with?
A golden idol, Ebenezer.
Belle, I don't wish to discuss this any further. This is the even-handed dealings of the world. There is nothing as hard as poverty. My childhood was spent in a world of cruel poverty. Wealth. Wealth is the only protection a man has.
You fear the world too much. I've watched all our goals and dreams crumble one by one as you push them aside to seek only wealth. Haven't I? Isn't it true?
One thing has remained constant, has it not? I'm not changed toward you. Have I?
We fell in love when we were poor and content to be so. You have changed, Ebenezer. When we met, you were a different man.
I was a boy.
You see? You know that you're not what you once were.
Please,
I am. The love that you once had for me.
Once had? How can you say that?
Your love of wealth has outgrown your love for me. My love for you has never changed, Ebenezer.
But you have changed, Belle. You once admired my ambition.
I admire your ambition to find joy, but it has turned into this pursuit of wealth and only wealth. I still love the man I knew. Look at me, Ebenezer.
I'm looking at you, Belle.
I'm looking at you.
But you do not see me.
I do see you.
It's because of this that I can release you.
Release me? Have I ever sought release from you?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature. Everything that made my love of any value in your sight is gone. Tell me this. Would you fall in love with me now?
Yes, I would. I do.
Do you still love me?
Yes, Belle, I still and always will love you.
You think not?
Please.
Oh.
It was so wrong. It was a mistake.
No. I would gladly think otherwise if I could. If I were free today, can I believe that you would choose a simple girl like me?
I would.
No.
Yes, I would.
You would not.
Yes.
And so with a full heart, I release you for the love of the boy you once were.
Please.
What would you like for me to say?
There is nothing else for you to say.
Yes, there is.
But allow me to say this. You may feel pain over this and over what we had in the past, but your grief would be short-lived and soon you would gladly dismiss it.
Oh, I'll never dismiss it. I love you.
Tell me that I'm wrong.
You're wrong. Belle, you're wrong. Please. Please change this.
Goodbye, Ebenezer.
No. Belle.
Belle.
Yeah, please. Please. Yes. Change us, please.
May you be happy in the life that you have chosen.
No, you arrogant fool, no. Please go to her, it's not too late. She loves you. She wants you to go, please. We can't do this. We don't have to live like this. Please, I'm begging you. Go to her. Please change our lives. Please, I don't want to be alone. Go. I love her. No! Why do you delight to torture me, please? Please, no more. Please take me home.
Ebenezer Scrooge! I am the ghost of Christmas presents. Look upon me! Have you never seen the likes of me before? Have you never walked forth with younger members of my family? For I'm very young. Walked forth with my elder brothers, born in those earlier years?
I don't think I have. I'm afraid I have not. Spirit, have you had many brothers?
More than 1,800.
1,800? Oh, that's a tremendous family to provide for. Oh, Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night under compulsion, and I learned a very valuable lesson to which I am already benefiting. Spirit, if you have anything to teach me tonight, let me profit from it also.
Touch my robe. Touch my robe. Hold fast, Ebenezer Scrooge. Hold fast.
Where are we going?
Oh, you will see, Ebenezer Scrooge. You will see.
What could have delayed your precious father then? And your brother, Tiny Tim?
I don't know, Mother, but I'm sure they're fine.
And Martha wasn't as late as this last Christmas.
She'll be here, Mother. Don't worry so.
Here's Martha, Mother. She's come.
Oh, hurry, Martha. There's such a goose. Mother has made a goose.
Merry Christmas, Mother.
Why, bless your heart alive, my dear. How late you are.
We had a great deal of work to finish up last night. Lady Medbury and Lady Cripstone needed sudden alterations. We were up all night sewing, and after their servants came to pick up the dresses, we had to clear it away this morning.
Well, never mind, so long as you have come. At last. Sit down. You must be tired.
She works very hard. Very hard for such a young girl. She's barely more than a child.
She has to. You only pay her father 15 shillings a week.
Wait, there's Father coming.
Hide, Martha, hide.
Under the table.
No, he'll see you.
Under the stairs.
No, that's the first place he'll look.
around the corner, quick, hide around the corner.
Yes, hurry. Hello, Father. Hello, Tim.
How are you, Father?
Why are you so late? What kept you? Mother was worried, Father. We weren't.
Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming on Christmas Day?
Here I am, Father. I was only hiding.
Martha, how are you, child?
Fine, Father, fine.
Did we surprise you, Father?
Were you surprised?
All right, children, run along. And how did little Tim behave?
Oh, as good as gold. And better. Somehow, he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much. And he thinks of the strangest things you've ever heard. He told me coming home that he hoped people in the church saw him, because his crutch might remind them on Christmas Day who it was who made lame beggars walk and blind men to see. He's growing so strong and healthy, I'm sure of it.
I did not know that Cratchit had a crippled son.
Have you ever asked after his family?
I can smell the pudding, Mother. It smells delicious.
My beautiful boy, my beautiful tiny Tim.
Supper smells lovely, Mother.
Yes, what a feast we have.
Martha's ready with the goose, Mother. Shall we bring it to the table?
Yes, bring in the goose.
Yes, bring in the goose, Martha. What a goose!
The biggest we ever had.
That's not enough food for a family of that size.
It's all they can afford. They have to make do.
All right, children, sit down. Let's all be quiet. Robert, will you say grace?
O merciful Lord, we thank you for this bounty that we are about to eat. We thank you for these wonderful children, and we ask that you bless them as they each grow into beautiful and strong men and women. Amen.
Amen. There was never such a goose in all the world.
Oh, the pudding! We've forgotten the pudding. Oh, I hope it hasn't burned. Oh, dear me.
It's fine.
Oh, what a wonderful pudding. This is the greatest success since our marriage.
Oh, it is a good pudding, isn't it? Now I can relax. The weight is off my mind.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Yes, God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me, will Tiny Tim live?
I see a vacant seat and a crutch without an owner. If these visions remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, please. Please, kind spirit, say he will be spared.
And if he dies, what of it? If he be like to die, he'd better just do it and decrease the surplus population. Your own words, Ebenezer Scrooge, your own words.
Mr. Scrooge, I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day when one drinks to the health of such a stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge.
Mother.
You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do.
My dear, Christmas Day.
I'll drink his health for your sake, not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy. I have no doubt.
Come now. We can't allow Mr. Scrooge to dampen our festivities. It's Christmas Day. Peter, there's a position I've in mind for you. If all goes well, it could pull in 5 and 6 pence weekly.
Peter, a man of business.
What's so strange about that? Just imagine, Father, all that we can buy with that kind of money.
The milliner's is closed tomorrow. I think I shall lie in bed for half a day.
Tiny Tim, let's have a song.
Yes, okay. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly
handsome family. They're not well dressed. Their shoes have holes, and their clothes are threadbare and worn. But they are happy. They are grateful. They're pleased with one another and content to be a family. They have learned that the true meaning of Christmas lies not in the contents of their purse or their station in life, be they beggars or be they kings. Come, the hour is late and there's more to see. Come, touch my robe.
He said that Christmas was a humbug, as I live, and he believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
God bless these women. They never do anything in halves. They're always honest. Oh, he is a comical old fellow, that is true, and he's certainly not as pleasant as he could be. However, he is my uncle, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he's very rich. At least you always tell me so.
What of that? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. And he doesn't even have the satisfaction of knowing that someday he will share any of it with us.
I have no patience with him.
Oh, I do. I feel sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Here, for instance, he takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come to dinner with us. Who suffers? He does, by missing a wonderful dinner.
Here, here, he has missed an incredible dinner, with more merriment to follow, I dare hope. Especially if Rose will dance with me later.
Here, here. After all,
Do go on, Fred. He never finishes what he begins to say.
what I was going to say was that the consequence of my uncle taking a dislike to us and not joining our festivities is that he loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm, that's all. I am sure that he pushes aside pleasant companions every day, far more pleasant companions than he could ever find in his thoughts or dusty chambers.
Or in his moldy office.
I do feel sorry for him. And I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not. He will find me going there in good spirits year after year and saying, Uncle Scrooge, how are you? Won't you come dine with us? I think I shook him yesterday.
You, shaking Scrooge? Now there's a thought.
A ridiculous thought. I can't imagine anything shaking him.
Go ahead, laugh all you want, but it's true. I think he might be coming around. Perhaps the effect will at least cause him to leave his poor clerk 50 pounds in his will.
Well, he won't be coming around here. I don't think he will never agree.
Come, let's have another drink.
Let's have a game.
Ooh, a game. What shall we play?
What about forfeits?
Blind man's bluff?
Oh, how about how, when, and where?
Yes, let's play how, when, and where.
Wait, here's a new game. Yes or no?
Come, we must be off.
Please, Spirit, just a few moments more. We are about to begin a new game.
I will think of something, and the rest of you must find out what. I can only answer questions by saying yes or no. All right? I'm now thinking of something. Ready? Go.
Is it a place?
No.
Is it a piece of furniture?
No.
A tree? A flower? A vegetable?
No, no, no. One question at a time, please.
Is it an animal?
Is it an animal?
Yes.
Oh, is it a live animal?
Yes.
Is it a nice animal?
No.
It's a mean animal.
Savage animal. A disagreeable animal.
No more hints, Fred. Does the animal growl or grunt?
Both.
Both? It growls and grunts?
Yes.
Does this animal live in London?
Yes.
Does it walk about the streets?
Yes.
Lives in London and walks about the streets. What could it be?
Is it a horse?
No.
Is it a donkey?
A cow?
No.
A donkey?
No.
A bull? A tiger? A dog?
No, no, no. You're cheating like Topper.
One guess at a time. A pig?
No.
A cat.
No.
What about a bear?
Is it a bear?
No.
Oh, I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge. It's Ebenezer Scrooge.
That's right. It's my Uncle Scrooge.
But you should have answered yes when you were asked if it was a bear.
Job well done, Rose.
Thank you.
Oh, he is a comical old fellow, and he's given us plenty of laughs, so it would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. So let's toast our wine and say, to Uncle Scrooge. To Uncle Scrooge. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. To Uncle Scrooge.
To Uncle Scrooge.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
We've seen much, Spirit. Many homes we have visited, all with a happy end. We stood beside sick beds and they were cheerful. We saw struggling, hardworking men who all had hope. We've seen poverty, yet it seemed rich. Hospitals, jails, workhouses, ragged schools, miserable places where life is cruel, and yet in each place there was joy. How can that be, Spirit? Joy. How can it be?
It has been a long night, and I have grown older. My time is growing shorter and shorter.
Are Spirit's life so short?
My life on this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight, at midnight. That hour grows near.
Spirit, forgive me if I am not justified in what I ask, but I see something strange within the mist. What is it, Spirit? What is it?
Look here! A boy and a girl. Wretched, frightful, hideous, miserable. Where angels might have sat, devils lurk and glare out menacingly. They have become monsters.
Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's. This boy is ignorance. This girl is want. Beware them both. For their presence writes a forecast of doom, unless the writing be erased.
Have they nowhere to go?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You're about to show me shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? Oh, ghost of the future, I fear you more than all the others I have seen. Oh. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to journey with you, and I do so with a thankful heart. Spirit, will you not speak to me? Spirit. Oh, Spirit, please, lead on. The night is going fast, and its time is very precious to me. Spirit, lead on, lead on.
Chill.
Oh, hello, Jenny. How are you?
How do I look? Cold? Now tell me, Ojo, what do you got there to warm an old lady's soul?
Oh, all right. Mind you, we have business to tend. You'll drink me dry for sure.
How's business, Ojo?
Never better. New load of goods that's on its way, and even as we speak, the vultures are flying in my direction. I welcome them and what their claws bring. Now, Jenny, Tell me the details. When did he die?
Last night.
What was the cause?
Only God knows, or the devil, whichever comes first.
And his money?
Haven't heard. It's most likely to be a cheap funeral, and I don't know if anyone to go to it.
Well, I don't mind going, if a lunch is provided.
Oh, you're funny, Joe. Let me show you this. Oh no, Joe, I'm to be first. After all, I'm the first voter here.
No, I'll be first. After all, haven't I always been good to you?
You two couldn't have met in a better place. I'm sure you two ain't strangers coming off the streets and get off sight. Squeaks. There ain't such a rusty bit of metal in the place as its own hinges, and no such old bones as mine. Now, we're all suitable to our calling. We're well matched. Now, ours is a quiet business that the public need not hear. Now, each of you shall have a fair turn, or I'm not old Joe. Well, if we aren't a sorry lot of fools, now come, sit, both of you, until I call your turn.
What odds? What odds then, Ginny Dilber? After all, who's the wiser? We're not here to pick each other's pockets, only the old man's.
Well, who's to suffer from the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I'll wager. Very well, then, let's get to it.
Here's my bundle, old Joe. Tell me the value of it. I wish there was more, and there would have been if I could have got my hands on it.
Well, sit and be idle. Let's see what you got. He made miserable everyone in life, and now profits us when he's dead.
Aye.
Bed curtains?
Aye, bed curtains.
You don't mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there dead?
I do, and why not?
You'd do anything for a handful of coins. His blankets?
Is indeed. He's not likely to catch cold now.
Hope he didn't die of anything catching.
No fear of that. He died of meanness, I'm sure. And you can look through that shirt till your eyes ache, and you won't find a hole in it. It was the best he had, and they'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
How would they have wasted it?
Putting it on him to be buried. Some fool put it on his dead body, but I took it off again. He don't need to be dressed up where he's going.
I always give too much to ladies. Now you.
Now, Joe, it's Christmas. Be kind.
Hush. This is a business, not an holiday. Oh, sheets and towels. Napkins. 2 silver teaspoons. A goodly sum.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. This is the best he's ever done. And he had to be dead to do it.
Cold, dreadful death. But then he was a cold and dreadful old man, wasn't he? I don't think he ever cared for anyone, or anyone ever cared for him. He lay in that cold, dark house without a man, woman, or child to say a kind word about him. They say rats was gnawing at the floorboard. I dare think what they wanted. Well, Merry Christmas, old Joe. And to you, too.
Spirit, this is a fearful place. If we leave it now, I will not leave its lesson behind. Trust me, let us go. Is there any person in this town that can show emotion caused by this poor man's death? Show that person to me, I beseech you.
Caroline.
So what's the news? Is it good or bad?
Bad.
So we're ruined.
No, there is hope yet, Caroline.
If he forgives our debt, there is. Nothing is past hope if such a miracle has happened.
He is past forgiving. He is dead.
Oh, this is joyous news.
Caroline, for shame.
Oh, forgive me, Richard, but I swear it was the first emotion of my heart when I heard he was dead.
When I went there last night to see him, a drunken old peddler came to the door and said that he was very ill. Who knows why she was there? Well, at first I thought it was an excuse so he wouldn't have to see me, but it turned out to be true. He was not only ill, but dying.
Well, to whom will our debts be transferred?
I don't know. But before that can be settled, we shall be ready with the money. And even if we aren't, it will be nearly impossible to find a creditor as cruel as he was. We may sleep tonight with light hearts, Caroline.
Is the only emotion caused by this poor man's death one of pleasure? Please, let me see some tenderness connected to the death, or it shall haunt me forever. It's the Cratchits. There's Sally, Peter, Belinda, there's Mrs. Cratchit sewing, but why are they all so quiet, and where's Bob and poor Tiny Tim?
He took a child and set him in the midst of them.
Where have I heard those words before? Have I dreamed them?
Oh, my eyes. It hurts my eyes. Poor Tiny Tim. They're better now. The sewing makes them weak, and I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home for the world. Isn't it about time?
He's past due, Mother, but I think he's been walking a little slower these past few evenings, slower than he used to.
I've known him to walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder very fast indeed. But he was very light to carry, and his father loved him so that it was no trouble. Is that your father coming? Oh, Robert. Your tea is ready.
I wish you all could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green the churchyard is. But you shall see it often. We shall all see it often. I promised him that I will walk there every Sunday. Little child. I think we'll put this away for a while, if that's all right. Thank you. I met Mr. Scrooge's nephew in the street today. He said that I looked a little down and asked if anything had happened to distress us. So I told him. "I'm heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit," he said, "and heartily sorry for your good wife." By the by, how he knew that, I don't know.
Knew what, my dear?
Why, that you were a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
Very well observed, my boy. I hope they do. "If I can be of any service to you in any way," he said, "that's where I live. Pray you, come and see me." Truly, this man is kind. It really seemed as if he had known our Tiny Tim and felt with us.
I'm sure he's a good soul.
You would be surer for it, my dear, if you saw and spoke to him yourself. I wouldn't be surprised if he got Peter a better position.
Hear that, Peter?
And then Peter will leave the house and begin a new life.
You shall all leave someday and create lives for yourselves outside the walls of this house. But however and whenever we part from one another, I am sure that we will never forget Tiny Tim, shall we? Or this first parting there was among us.
Never.
And I know, my dears, that when we remember how patient and how mild he was, though he was just a little child, that we shall never quarrel easily amongst ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it. I am a man blessed with his family. Oh, Spirit of Tiny Tim, you truly were sent from God, and your short life has blessed us all.
Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Spirit, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I know it, yet I know not how. Please, tell me what man that was being carried through the streets, dead and covered in cloth. A churchyard? A cemetery? Spirit, is a dead man's name written on the stone by where you stand? Before I draw nearer, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that can be, or shadows of things that will be only? Inch journeys foreshadow certain ends, to which unchanged they must lead. But if the journeys be changed, the ends must be changed also. Say it so with what you show me. Oh, no, no, oh, no. Ebenezer Scrooge. Am I that man that was being carried through the street? Am I that man? Oh, no, 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 no. No, Spirit, it cannot be. Spirit, hear me. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been before this. Please, Spirit, have pity on me. Assure me that I may yet change the shadows you have shown me by an altered life. Please, I want to change. I want a chance. I will honor Christmas in my heart. And I will try to keep it all year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. Please, the spirits of all three will shine within me. And I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, Spirit. Oh, Spirit. No, please. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on the stone. Oh, please. Tell me I may sponge away. I don't want to die, Spirit. Please. Please. I don't want to die. Tell me I may sponge away the writing on the stone. Tell me I don't want to die, Spirit. 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 Bed curtains. They're not torn down. They're not torn down, rings and all. They are here. I am here. This is my room. Oh, this is my chair. Oh, Oh, the chair is my own. The room is my own. And best and happiest of all, the time before me is my own. And I can make amends. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven at Christmas time be praised for this, Jacob. Oh, Jacob, I say it on my knees. On my knees, the shadows of these things that would have been, they may be dispelled. They will be. No, they will. What to do? I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as giddy as a schoolboy. Merry Christmas, everyone! Happy New Year to the world! There's where I saw the ghost of Jacob Marley. This is where the ghost of Christmas present walked. There's the window. There's the door. It's all right. It's all true. It all happened. I'm laughing. I'm laughing. Oh, it's been so long, I almost forgot how. But if I do say so myself, that was a splendid laugh. The father of a long line of brilliant laughs. Dear me, I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. It's like I'm a baby. It's all right. It's okay. I'd rather be a baby. Oh, glorious, glorious. Oh, glorious, glorious. Hello. You there? Come here. Come here. What's today?
What do you mean, old man?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day? I haven't missed it. The spirits, they did it all in one night. Well, they're spirits. They can do anything they want. Of course they can. Of course they can. Hello, my fine fellow.
Hello.
Do you know the Poulters, one street over on the corner?
I should hope I do.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know, do they still have the prize turkey hanging in the window? Not the little prize turkey, but the big one.
What? The one as big as me?
Yes, my friend, yes. The one as big as you.
It's hanging there right now.
Is it? Oh, heavens, it is? Go and buy it.
Oh, phooey.
No, I'm sincere. Go and buy it and have them bring it here that I may give them direction where to take it. And if you hurry along, I will give you a shilling. No, wait, it will take too long. I'm going to write the address down and we will send it over straight away. Now, please, there's no time to waste.
Hey, old man, Mr. Scrooge, you're acting more than a little peculiar today. Have you had too much the liquid holiday cheer today, Mr. Scrooge?
What? No. I feel just fine. Actually, better than I have felt in years. Here's the address. Sending it over to Bob Cratchit's house. He won't don't know who sent it. It's twice as big as Tiny Tim.
Are you sure you're all right?
Never better. Never better. Now don't forget, come back tomorrow and I will give you a shilling. Wait. No. Come before noon and I will give you 2 shillings. Wait. No matter what time you come, I will give you 3 shillings. A Merry Christmas to you, my fine young lad.
A Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge, and a Happy New Year.
Yes. And a Happy New Year, too. Good morning, sir. A Merry Christmas to you. I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is my name, but I fear it may not be pleasant to you. Please, allow me to ask your forgiveness. And will you have the goodness to do me a kindness, please, sir? Come close, dear man. I would like to help the prisons and the workhouses. Anything else that you would like help with?
Lord bless me. My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Yes, if you please. There will also be a great many back payments included. Will you please do me that kindness, sir?
My dear sir, I simply don't know what to say to such...
No, don't say anything. Just promise me you will come and visit me sometime. Will you come and see me soon, please, sir?
I will. You can count on it. I will.
I bless you, sir. I thank you 50 times. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I have a friend. I have a friend. Oh, I like friends. Oh, I love Christmas. And now, off to my nephew's house. If he will let me in, we will play wonderful games, have a wonderful dinner, and truly wonderful family time together. And tomorrow morning, you'll see. Aha! 9 o'clock and no Bob Cratchit. I shall catch him coming in late and put an end to this annual event of irresponsibility. My irresponsibility. What is the meaning coming in here this time of day?
I'm sorry, Mr. Scrooge. I am behind my usual time today.
Behind your usual time? I should think so. A full 18½ minutes behind your usual time. Step this way, if you please.
I truly am sorry, Mr. Scrooge. It's only once a year, sir, but it shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
Making rather merry yesterday? That's your excuse? Making rather merry? Well, I'll tell you what, sir. I am not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. So therefore, Mr. Cratchit, there's only one thing I can do. Bob, I'm going to raise your salary.
Mr. Scrooge!
You heard me correctly, Bob. I'm about to raise your salary. 50 pounds a year. You'll be the best paid clerk in all of London.
Mr. Scrooge!
Oh, Bob, a Merry Christmas to you. A Merrier Christmas than I've ever given you. And I promise it will be the first of many, many more to come, Bob.
Mr. Scrooge!
Bob, there's no need to keep chanting my name. Now listen, let's go and discuss it all over a bowl of your wife's delicious Christmas pudding. I hear from a very reliable source that it is magnificent.
Absolutely, Mr. Scrooge.
Now listen, Bob, go and make up the fires and buy another coal scuttle before you can dot an I.
Yes, sir.
And Bob, lastly, let us discuss how I may assist your struggling family, especially the tiny one, young Tim. What an amazing child, truly amazing. We could all learn something from the likes of him. Can we go?
Oh, let's go,
okay.
sir.
Oh.
The Lord is come.
No, I love Christmas songs now. I just don't know the words.
Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city ever knew. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh, and little heeded them, for he was wise enough to know that nothing ever happened on this globe for good, at which some people did not have their fill of laughter in the outset. His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. And whatever happened to Tiny Tim?
Well, as for me, I did not die, and Scrooge became my second father. He had no further encounters with spirits, and it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed that knowledge. May that be truly said of us and all of us. And so, as I said many years ago, God bless us, everyone.